My beloved brothers and sisters, not every danger in your life comes running at you with noise and anger. Some dangers sit next to you quietly, smiling, listening, laughing, and pretending to care. Some dangers enter your life disguised as friendship, as family, as love, and by the time you realize what is happening, your peace is already gone, your iman already weaker, and your heart already confused. Many people do not fall because they are sinful. They fall because they trusted the wrong company for too long. Today's reminder is not about fear, it is about protection. Because Islam teaches us that who you sit with can either raise you toward Jannah or slowly pull you toward destruction. 1. They constantly pull you towards sin and make it feel normal. My brothers and sisters, a person who carries evil intentions will never encourage you to grow closer to Allah, to protect your salah, or to strengthen your character. They may not openly tell you to disobey Allah, but they work quietly, slowly, and patiently, just like shaitan does. They understand that if they push you too hard, you may resist. So instead, they make sin feel normal, light, and acceptable. They joke about things that once made your heart uncomfortable. They laugh at actions that you once avoided. And they slowly convince you that being careful about halal and haram is unnecessary. They say things like, it's not that serious, or you worry too much, or Allah is merciful, don't be so strict. These words sound harmless, but they are extremely dangerous because they weaken your sense of accountability. Yes, Allah is the most merciful, but a sincere believer does not use Allah's mercy as an excuse to continue sinning. A sincere believer feels shame before Allah, not comfort in disobedience. When someone keeps reminding you of Allah's forgiveness while encouraging you to ignore His commands, understand that their intention is not to help your iman, but to silence your conscience. Slowly, without realizing it, you become less careful. Your salah feels heavier. Your guilt becomes weaker. Your boundaries begin to disappear. You start doing things you once promised yourself you would never do, and you no longer feel the same discomfort in your heart. This is how spiritual damage begins, not with a major sin, but with small compromises that feel normal. So if you notice that after sitting with someone, your iman feels weaker, your fear of Allah feels lighter, and your sins feel easier, then understand clearly that this is not coincidence. This is a warning from Allah, telling you that this company is slowly harming your heart. 2. They enjoy talking about others and planting negativity. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the clearest signs of a person with evil intentions is the way they use their tongue when others are not present. Such a person finds comfort and enjoyment in talking about people, exposing their faults, spreading rumors, and sharing negative stories. They speak as if it is harmless conversation, but in reality, they are slowly poisoning hearts, including their own and yours. They laugh while mentioning someone's mistakes. They exaggerate stories and they make it seem normal to speak badly about others, even though Allah has clearly warned us against backbiting and slander. At first, you may just listen quietly, thinking you are not doing anything wrong. But even listening to this kind of talk affects the heart. Slowly, you become comfortable hearing negativity. You may start agreeing with small comments, then adding your own words, until gossip feels normal. And remember this clearly, my brothers and sisters. If someone can speak badly about others so easily in front of you, then they can speak badly about you just as easily when you are not there. A person who truly fears Allah protects people's honor even in their absence. Such people do not bring peace into your life. They bring suspicion, anger, and darkness. After sitting with them, you may find yourself thinking negatively about people you once respected, doubting others' intentions, or carrying unnecessary bitterness in your heart. This is how negativity spreads, one conversation at a time. Islam teaches us that the tongue is either a source of reward or a source of destruction. And when you sit with someone who constantly uses their tongue to harm others, your heart slowly becomes heavier, even if you try to stay silent. If a person's words always leave you feeling disturbed, judgmental, or emotionally drained, then that is a clear sign that their intentions are not pure and their company is dangerous for your soul. 3. They compete with you instead of being happy for you. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the most hidden and dangerous signs of a person with evil intentions is silent competition. This type of harm does not come with insults, shouting, or open hatred. It comes quietly, disguised as friendship, smiles, and kind words. A sincere person feels genuine happiness when Allah blesses you. They make dua for your success. They feel joy in your progress as if it were their own. But a person with evil intentions feels uncomfortable when you grow, even if they never say it openly. At first, you may not notice it. When you share good news, they respond with a forced smile or a dry comment. When Allah opens a door for you, they quickly change the subject. When you improve your character, your faith, or your life, they remind you of your past mistakes instead of encouraging your future. They may say things like, "Don't get too excited," or "Let's see how long this lasts," or "You think you're better now." These words may sound casual, but they carry jealousy and insecurity inside them. Such people constantly compare themselves to you. They measure your success against their own. They watch how people treat you and feel disturbed when you receive respect. They ask questions not to support you, but to calculate you, to see where you stand and where they stand in comparison. This is why sometimes when Allah blesses you, certain people suddenly change. They become distant. Their energy shifts. Their tone becomes cold. And you are left confused, wondering what you did wrong, when in reality, you did nothing except grow. Islam warns us strongly about envy, because envy does not harm the person being envied as much as it harms the one who carries it. Envy burns the heart. It creates bitterness. It pushes a person to secretly wish for your downfall, even if they claim to care about you. And sometimes this envy leads to subtle sabotage. They discourage you when you are motivated. They plant doubt when you are confident. They give you advice that sounds wise but is designed to slow you down. They pretend to protect you while actually holding you back. My brothers and sisters, a person with pure intentions wants to see you closer to Allah, stronger in character and stable in life. They do not feel threatened by your growth because they trust Allah's plan for themselves. But a person with evil intentions sees your success as a reminder of their own insecurities. Instead of fixing themselves, they compete with you. Instead of improving their own iman, they try to weaken yours. And this silent competition can slowly drain your confidence, your peace, and your motivation if you are not careful. Pay attention to how you feel after sharing your goals, your achievements, or your improvements with someone. Do you feel supported and encouraged, or do you feel small, doubtful, and uneasy? Allah places wisdom in these feelings. If someone consistently makes you feel uncomfortable about growing, improving, or becoming better, then that person does not belong close to your heart. Distance yourself without hatred. Protect your peace without guilt. Because losing people who compete with you instead of supporting you is not a loss. It is Allah removing a hidden danger from your life. 4. They mock your faith or make you feel ashamed of it. My beloved brothers and sisters, this sign is one of the most dangerous because it attacks the very foundation of who you are as a believer. A person with evil intentions may not openly say that they dislike Islam, and they may not directly tell you to abandon your faith, but they will slowly make you feel uncomfortable about practicing it. They will use words, jokes, expressions, and reactions that create shame around obedience to Allah. And when shame enters the heart, faith becomes heavy. And when faith becomes heavy, disobedience becomes easy. Such people often begin by saying, "You've changed," and they say it in a tone that makes change sound like something negative. They say, "You're too strict now," or "Why are you taking religion so seriously?" They mock your efforts to pray on time, to dress modestly, to avoid haram gatherings, or to protect your character. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they roll their eyes, sometimes they make sarcastic comments in front of others. And slowly, without realizing it, you start feeling embarrassed about doing what pleases Allah. My brothers and sisters, no one ever felt ashamed of sin except after being influenced by the wrong company. And no one ever felt ashamed of obedience except after listening to people who do not fear Allah. A sincere companion reminds you of Allah with love and respect. They encourage you when your iman is strong and support you when your iman is weak. But a person with evil intentions feels uncomfortable when you become closer to Allah because your growth exposes their negligence. Instead of improving themselves, they try to pull you back down to where they feel comfortable. This mockery does not always come loudly. Sometimes it comes in subtle ways. They sigh when you excuse yourself for salah. They change the subject when you speak about faith. They make jokes about religious reminders. They call you extreme for avoiding haram, even though Allah commanded it. These small actions slowly build pressure in your heart, and eventually you may find yourself hiding your faith, delaying your prayers, or compromising your values just to avoid their comments. This is how Iman is damaged quietly, not by enemies, but by people you trusted. Allah honored you with Islam, my brothers and sisters. Your faith is not a burden, and it is not something to apologize for. It is your dignity, your protection, and your path to Jannah. Anyone who makes you feel embarrassed for obeying Allah is not your friend, no matter how long you have known them, no matter how close they are to you, and no matter how kind they appear in other matters. A person who truly loves you would never want to weaken your relationship with your Creator. If you notice that being around someone makes you hide your faith, question your values, or feel ashamed of practicing Islam, then understand clearly that this is a serious warning. Distance yourself with wisdom, not anger. Protect your Iman without hatred, because the moment you choose Allah over people, Allah replaces what you lose with something far better. And remember, my beloved brothers and sisters, anyone who pushes you away from Allah is never meant to stay close to your life. 5. You feel uncomfortable, uneasy, or drained around them. My beloved brothers and sisters, Allah has placed within every human being a powerful internal warning system. And that warning system is the heart. Long before harm becomes visible, the heart begins to sense it. Many people ignore this sign because they say, I have no proof, or maybe I am overthinking. But Islam teaches us that the heart, when it is connected to Allah, recognizes truth and danger even when the mind is confused. When you sit with a person who has evil intentions, your heart does not feel calm, safe, or at ease. Instead, you feel restless, uneasy, and emotionally drained without knowing exactly why. You may notice that whenever you are around them, your chest feels heavy, your mood changes, and your peace slowly disappears. You might laugh outwardly, but inwardly